This insane gold farm does not only provide tons of gold, but will also give level 30 in 1 minute 45. All required items are in the video description, let's dive straight into it. To keep everything nice and simple, the first thing I want you to do is to open a locator map. And then you want to make sure that you face the west side of that card. This is the west side. Later, as you can see, the entire build should face the west side, but don't worry, I'll give you some checkpoints so you know that you're still on the right course. Now the first thing I want you to do is to destroy 4 blocks like that in a 2x2 shape, then these two, these two, these two, and these two as well, so you have this exact shape. Now in the corners you want to place double chests, so one here, one there, one at this position, and one right here as well. And in between you want to place hoppers. You want to place the first one facing this chest, the second one facing that chest, third one facing that chest, and the fourth one, of course, this chest. So every double chest should have one hopper connected to it. Now on top of these 4 hoppers you want to place 2 more double chests, and then finally 4 more hoppers like this. This is the collection system of our farm. If you want to integrate an item filter, you can do that later. Now in the corner of these 2 chests right here, we want to stack up 23 blocks. So down below right here we are at Y86 plus 23 equals 109. Here we are, you want to get down and you want to do the same thing at the other 3 corners as well. By the way, I'll have a part of the farm built out of glass blocks. If you don't want to use glass, you can use solid blocks instead. Now you should have 4 pillars that all are 23 blocks high and at the same level. Now we want to create a trident killer for the farm. In order to do this, grab yourself some pistons and place 4 of them like this. All should be facing the hoppers. And then as the next step, you want to grab yourself observers and you want to place them facing the pillars at the side of the pistons, of course on all 4 sides as well. As the next step, what you want to do is to come out and then you want to destroy the block that is in between the piston and the observer, so this one, and then replace it with a redstone torch placed at the side of the piston. You want to do this at all 4 sides as well. At this point your piston should be spinning around something like this. We can stop this by just placing a lever at the front side of the farm and flicking it once. As you can see, it stops. By the way, this is still the west side of the farm and this is the east side. Now as the next step, you can go ahead and throw your trident into the farm. Just throw it against one piston and then you can flick it again to see if everything works. As you can see, the trident should be in the middle and should get pushed by every piston. You can shut it off for now. As the next step, we want to fill the space in between the pillars by just placing some glass. When you're done doing this, your tower should be looking something like this. We now want to build the exact same structure a second time, but just 8 blocks away from it. In order to do this, I want you to turn to the north side of the farm, and there I want you to go to one of the corners and count down 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 blocks. There you want to place a block. Then you want to go 3 blocks into this direction, place a block, 3 blocks into this direction, place a block, and one final block right here. This should be the exact same shape as with the other tower, and you should have a distance of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 blocks in between. Of course, this still is the west side, and now just go ahead and mirror the exact same structure just to this outline. When you're done building the second tower, then everything should be looking something like this. As the next step, we want to build a bridge between these 2 towers. In order to do this, just place 4 rows of blocks in between. It should be looking something like this, and then you want to place a wall that is 2 blocks high all around the farm. After doing this, you want to come to one side of the whole thing, face the west side, and then extend out by 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 blocks. Then go 1 block up and extend out by 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 more blocks. Then you want to go up 1 block again. Now go 1 block to the side and repeat the same thing. So extend out by 8, 1 block up, extend out by 7 more blocks, then go up 1 block again. And now just replicate this whole shape until you finished your platform. Now you should have an entire platform that should be looking something like this. As the next step, we want to create a wall that goes all around this platform. Here we already got the indicator for the height of that wall. So as you can see, we have a height of 1 block there, and here you have a height of 2 blocks for that wall, and it should be level. Now we can open our locator map again, and you want to go to the northwest corner of the platform. There you want to place one block and an obsidian block on top. You want to face the east side and you want to extend out by 18 blocks. The end of that obsidian line should be aligning with the corner of our trident killer. As the next step, we want to stack up by 22 obsidian blocks. So in this case, we are at Y115 and we want to go to Y137. Here we are. Now we just have to fill in the 2 remaining sides for that nether portal frame. Now we are done with building the first nether portal frame. As the next step, you want to stand right at the side of the first nether portal frame, face the south side and count down by 1, 2, 3, 4 blocks. Then you want to place a block and an obsidian block on top, and now just replicate this exact nether portal shape to this exact obsidian block right here. Make sure that the edges and the corners of the 2 nether portals are aligning. Now you want to do this another time, so 1, 2, 3, 4 blocks, 1 block up, obsidian block and replicate the portal. And one final time, so 1, 2, 3, 4 blocks, 1 block up and then your obsidian block and replicate the whole portal. Now I recommend to take a flint and steel and just checking every portal. It should be able to ignite and all zombie piglins should be spawning towards the south side of the portal. As you can see, this is the case, so we did everything correctly. For now, I recommend shutting the portals off by destroying one of the obsidian blocks of the frame. This is just so the portal doesn't bother you while building this whole thing. Before we can start with setting up our water streams, I want you to come to the trident killer side of your platforms, and there you want to destroy these exact 2 blocks and do the same thing at the other side as well. Then you want to place signs in these 2 positions, so one against the wall and one against the other sign, and of course on the other side as well, so one against the wall and one against the other sign. By doing this, we ensure that the water doesn't flow out. And then you can start by placing water. You just want to make yourself an infinite water source like this, and then you can grab yourself the water out of the middle right here and fill in this entire line. But make sure that you just have water source blocks at the end of the farm, and right here you should have flowing water that goes all the way to the end but does not drop down. We will need to have some water streams right here as well. Before we can set them up, we'll have to place 2 signs, one right here and one right there, and at the other side as well, so one at this side and one at that side, 1 block away from the glass blocks. Then you want to come somewhere to the middle of the whole thing. You want to place 2 water source blocks right there. As you can see, we have now standing water right here. This is not very good, because if zombie piglins would drop down in this exact block, then they won't be able to go down. In order to change that, just place 2 water source blocks in these 2 positions as well, and then we're finished with setting up our water streams. As you can see, there is no water that drops down in this or that trident killer, so you did everything correctly if this is the case for you as well. I also replaced 2 rows of solid blocks with glass blocks just as a small window so that you can see what's going on in the farm when you're standing in front of it. Now go to the southwest corner of your farm. There you want to stand right next to the nether portal and stack up by 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You want to turn to the east side and extend out by 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 2 blocks into this direction, then 8 blocks back into this direction, and just connect both of the sides. Then you want to leave 1 block empty like that and place 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 observers. Make sure that you place all of them so that the arrow faces this side. Then you want to come to the first block again, destroy it, and replace it with an observer facing the opposite direction, so this direction. Then what you want to do is to take some doors and you want to place them like this. You want to place 7, 1 block away from your observers facing the nether portals. You want to surround them with a 1 block wall like this. Make sure that it goes all around. And then you can go ahead and place your lava on top of the middle observer right here. Now, as you can see, sooner or later, this will ignite the portal right there. And now you want to take this structure and replicate it at all 3 other nether portals as well. So you start by standing at the southwest corner of your nether portal and stack up by 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then just replicate the whole thing. At this point, all your 4 nether portals should be activated. Again, this just bothers, so just destroy 1 block of the nether portal frame. Now come to the east side of your farm and they want to get to this exact height. This should be the height where your second water stream is, and you just want to place a row out of blocks going from the first end to the second end of the farm. You want to position yourself right underneath the nether portal and then go 1 block to the north. And there you want to stack up by 1 block. You want to do this at the other 3 nether portals as well. So 1 block at the side of the portal, there you stack up by 1. And here we have to extend out by 1 and 1 up in order to do this as well. At this point, it should be looking like this. Now you want to place 1 redstone torch on top of each stacked block. Then place a block on top of each redstone torch like this. Now what you want to do is to place a sticky piston facing upwards on top of each of these blocks. All of them should extend. Now place an observer on top of the sticky piston. The arrow should point towards the east side. Do this at all 4 sticky pistons. Then come to the other side and place 1 observer facing each observer. As you can see, this should create a redstone clock looking like that. Behind the second observer, you want to place a dispenser that should be facing the nether portal. As you can see, you can hear the sound, so it already starts dropping items. When you did this at all 4 nether portals, you want to put 1 powder snow bucket in each of these dispensers. At this time, they should all be firing, but we change this now. In order to do this, you want to come between the second and third nether portal. There you want to position yourself right in the middle. You want to place a redstone repeater in front of this block and 1 in front of that block. Make sure that they are facing the opposite directions. In between, place a redstone dust. Then you just place 3 redstone dust right here and 3 at the other side as well. Then you want to position yourself underneath the middle redstone dust. There you want to place 2 blocks, destroy the first one, place a redstone torch instead, then do the same thing. So place 2 blocks, destroy the middle one, and replace it with a redstone torch. Just repeat it until you get to the bottom of your Minecraft world. At the bottom, at the side of the last block, you want to place a lever. Now check if the dispensers are still firing. In this case, they aren't firing anymore, so the whole clock is off. If it would be still on, then you would have to flick this lever in order to get it off. So this lever is the on and off switch for the entire farm. Now, one final thing to do is to just place some torches below your platform, because as you can see, we got some hostile mobs spawning right there, and this is not great for a survival usage because we don't want to die while doing this. Now, for the case that you didn't already do this, of course, finish your nether portal frames, and at this point you've finished your build. In order to start using the farm in survival mode, what you want to do is to flick this on and off switch and then flick the 2 levers for the trident killers as well. It should take about 5 to 10 seconds for the first zombie piglins to spawn and to drop down, and then you should get regular experience and loot. Now, in order to collect all the experience, just go to the side of the trident killers all around so that you collect everything of the experience. As you can see, we are already level 5. Now collect the experience of the other trident killer, and we already got to level 10 in about 20 seconds. If you're holding a sword with looting 3, then this will maximize your amounts of loot, and you can access all this loot in the large chests at the bottom of the trident killers. As you can see, experience and loot amounts are very high for a very short time. As I've already mentioned, you will get to level 30 in about 1 minute and 45 seconds, and you'll get about 2 stacks and a half of solid gold blocks within 1 hour, if you craft everything into gold blocks, of course. So I hope that you enjoyed this video and it helped you to get a lot of experience and gold in your Minecraft server world or realm. If you get any questions of any kind, then don't hesitate to contact me in the comment section or on my Discord server. The link to this is in the video description. Then I hope we'll see us in the next video. See ya!